but we're at Greenant Falls, and how do you say that? Yeah, Greenant Creek and Tjaetaba Waterfalls, I suppose. I don't know. We're just going for a walk up there this morning. See what we can see. Had a bit of rain last night, so the bush is pretty fresh. But it is pretty warm. It's about 28, 29 degrees at 8 in the morning. All right, I'll spin the camera and show you the creek. So this is Greenant Creek. So what the go is here is there's no swimming down below the falls, but above the falls there's a couple of little plunge pools. So as long as there's not too many people there, the pools are only very small. As long as there's not too many people there, you can have a dip up above the falls. But yeah, below the falls, it's I think they say it's a sacred site, or maybe it's a ecological thing. I can't remember. There's some reason you can't swim down here. I mean, I'll be a bit wary of the crocs down there anyway. So as you probably guessed, we kind of follow the creek up to the escarpment and then climb a bit up onto the top of the waterfall on this one. So I've only ever been here once before, and that was about 15 years ago when I came up with Belinda to walk the tabletop track. So we actually came up here a day before the tabletop or whatever, just to kind of acclimatise ourselves after driving. Let me try that again. After flying up from Melbourne. So yeah, there's a bit of a little climb just to get used to the humidity. So we're in January, I don't know, the 5th or 6th. It's been a pretty poor wet season so far, but there's still some reasonable water flowing down this creek. Been getting a few isolated storms. It's obviously rained here last night. We had a little bit of rain in Darwin last night. But it's all very localised at the moment. It's definitely not going to rain today though, this morning for a few hours. Quite possible to rain this afternoon. So we're just into the climbing bit of the walk now. Track's pretty good, zigzagging a bit. It's not as popular, this spot, as Wangi or Florence, but because of the walk probably in here. But and the pool at the top of the falls, if you do want to swim here, is only small. So if it gets busy, it's pretty overcrowded. But at the moment, Wangi's closed for the wet season, so this is, if you want to get cool, you can still swim at Florence, but yeah, this is Mbuli and the Cascade Upper Pool, I think. This is probably a main option for most tourists, along with those other ones. So this is the falls, obviously. There's a plunge pool at the top, not a plunge pool, like a infinity type set up at the top. I'll go around for a swim in a minute. And that's a bit you're not allowed to swim out down in there. There's some good pools down there too, you can see. But they're off limits. Believe it or not, you got to drop down a fair way to get to this lookout, but anyway. So there's two kinds of plunge pools. Yeah, there's this one here at the top. It's kind of, I don't know, just less than a metre deep. And it plunges over that kind of infinity bit there into a deeper one that's really deep, but it's a lot smaller. I'm not videoing much down there because there's another couple there with us, so I've got to be a bit careful. Beautiful day though. Yeah, maybe the sun's in marginally a better spot. Okay, so we're swinging down back down to the car park now. That was a nice swim. But yeah, as I've already waffled on about, you want to hit this one pretty early when there's not too many people around, or maybe in the wet season. I was actually surprised there was someone here. Well, we were here first, actually. Turned up just after us. Because, yeah, normally this is one of the least visited spots. But they were locals, so they probably knew. It's probably, I'm guessing, 9:30 in the morning now. Day's still not too bad. I don't know if you can see this track if it's coming up on the video, but I mean, if you're young, you could probably do it in thongs, but I'd say you're probably better off in like rocks, like river sandals or lightweight kind of sneakers or something, because it is a little bit rocky. If you're not too good on your feet, definitely go for some kind of shoe. The bottom bit's really easy around Greenant Creek down there, in the picnic area, but once you start climbing up to this level, it gets a little bit rocky. So we're back down off the escarpment, off the edge of the escarpment, now back down on the lowlands, and all of a sudden the vegetation gets a lot lusher down here. I think they call this monsoon rainforest, but don't quote me on that. You can see this real dark green spot. This is around the creek down here. Apart from the vegetation, the other notable feature is how much cooler it is when you walk into these. It's almost 100% coverage under the trees there. There's a golden orb spider waiting for a feed. Oops. I don't know if it's coming up on the video. Might be out of focus. I've got his web caught on my finger. I think I did this on the way out, but it's a nice little spot. This is almost back to the car park. Gee, that'd be a nice swimming hole, except you're not allowed to swim here. Bit low down too, maybe a bit dodgy for crocs there. I don't know. I think we're still up a level off the flatlands. Okay, that little stroll, come swim, was about 3.4 k's. It's nice and easy, and if you get there early, you might get the pool to yourself if you're lucky, particularly in the wet season. It's one of the few places at Litchfield, because you've got to walk a fair bit, it tends to knock the crowds out a bit. Now, I'll try and pronounce the name. I'm just about back at the ute. So I'm going to read the sign and kind of see if I can pronounce this half accurately. But I'll put it, obviously the title is your best bet. All right, so Tjaetaba Falls. Pretty sure the J is silent. Hang on, I'll swing it around. There you go. I'd say that's, or maybe it's Tjaetaba Falls, and the T's silent. I'm not too sure, but yeah, you get the gist. All right, that was a nice walk and a nice swim. I'll catch up with you on the next one.